Enemy MOAB incoming.
Hey sexy beasts, how you all doing? It's Kirsty, or FFTK, as usual, with another gameplay commentary, and we're just playing a little bit of ground war domination, of course on the map Terminal, which for us poor PS3 users, we just can't get rid of just yet. This thing turns up in the rotation. I'm not even gonna claim that I know exactly how many more times than other maps, but we'll just say it's a lot. And especially when you're playing ground war, and we don't have much of an opportunity for the DLC maps here in Australia. There's a lot of time where you can't even get a game that involves them at all. So we do really just have those standard original maps that come with the game. And we already know that a few of them can't be played on ground war as it is. So we get stuck with Terminal. And for some reason, everyone just loves kill confirmed in deathmatch. But don't ask me why. So guys, just bear with me sort of through this time of Terminal gameplays. I do have at least 10-15 of these bad boys on my hard drive, and I've just been sort of sitting there trying to place them in between other gameplays just because I don't want to be known as F Terminal K or fuck knows what. I don't know, that just came into my head at that moment. Probably not totally original, but hey, let's go with it. Anyway guys, you will notice this is a bit of a SCARL gameplay. It's an assault gameplay, and this was actually my first game of the day. Well, it was actually my first game of many days, so my aim was very off at first. I was feeling a little bit scared, and you would notice around this point I start warming up, and of course, how dumb am I don't even notice the tack insertion. And this was a reasonably good game for the first game of the day, and I just thought that I'd post it just because it is a little bit something different. It's not the usual MOAB specialist sort of beasting. You know, show you guys I can do just fine on 3 perks first game of the day. Anyway though guys, I do actually have something I want to talk to you guys about, which is the whole reason I actually made this video. Because as a lot of you guys know, I actually had a wisdom tooth out recently, and I haven't really been in a great space to be making videos, talking, eating, doing anything with my mouth. Yes, I know that some of you guys are probably already thinking something dirty, but I'm not going to say it. I really was going to say it because I thought it would be really funny, but no, I'm not. Anyway, guys, I'm actually here, yes, talking with my sore mouth just because I thought this topic was quite significant. And if you hear my horny on heat cat meowing in the background, well, I do apologise for her right now. She's got no manners. She really has no idea what's going on with her. And yeah, so apologies for that. And what I actually wanted to talk about was this morning on Twitter, well, it was this morning in Australia, Wings of Redemption was actually saying a few things about sort of being dissatisfied with his life and his situation, and I think a lot of that does come down to YouTube, and some of that comes down to the situation of sub boxes not being particularly reliable at the moment, views going down. And when it comes to someone who has YouTube as a full-time job, that you sort of think about that a little bit differently to how someone like me would think about that. You know, YouTube's not my job. I make pretty much Happy Meal money out of YouTube videos, you know, but it is very different when it comes to someone where YouTube is their full-time job. And in America, I don't think, you know, the social security system is quite as lax at what it is in Australia when it comes to people who actually don't have employment. So you don't really have that opportunity to, if you make no money, well, you make no money. And in the real world, you're always going to have things like bills, rent, mortgages, lots and lots of expenses that do come with being an adult in the real world. And unfortunately, a lot of the time you can't really get much assistance for these things. And if you don't have a job already, well, it's not really the best economic climate to be going out looking for one. Especially if you're someone like Wings of Redemption who hasn't been in the workforce for a few years, so it's definitely a very difficult, daunting experience. And I don't know, he's sort of dissatisfied about the whole thing, and pretty much everyone on Twitter just leapt at him with sort of nasty comments. And you can just imagine the sort of thing, you know, all the normal oh, you know, you're sitting around playing games to make money, how easy can it be, stop complaining sort of thing. But at the end of the day, don't you think everyone has the right to complain about their job, complain about their boss, and there's really no better place to have a complaint like that than on Twitter. Seriously, if you can't complain on Twitter every now and again, what has the world come to? And honestly, the amount of complaints that I hear daily, weekly from smaller YouTubers complaining about the sub box, complaining about lack of views, lack of subs, all of that sort of thing, I hear that on a daily basis. So why is it that it is fine for someone with a small channel to be able to say the exact same thing that someone with a larger channel said? And I don't know, frankly guys, I think we need to stop putting people in categories, stop putting people in boxes, on pedestals. We're all people. We all have needs, we all have real lives. Real life needs, things like housing, food, all that basic sort of stuff that we all need. And when YouTube's your actual job, that's your only source of income, well, if that suddenly stops making you an income, well, you're not going to have these basic things that you actually need to survive. So no wonder the man's stressed. Anyone would be stressed in that situation. Why is it fine for people who have been laid off at work or their hours have been reduced? It's fine for them to complain about their lack of money and their lack of a job, or their lack of that constant stream of employment. But no, someone who plays games for a living, no, they can't complain occasionally on Twitter about their job. And effectively, he was just sitting there complaining about his boss, which is YouTube. We all complain about our bosses, and why is that okay for us and not for someone who's a larger YouTuber? I know, everyone sits there and thinks, oh, but he gets paid to play games, how can he be complaining? You gotta remember guys, he doesn't just get paid to play games. He gets paid to make videos, which are a far more time-consuming process, and YouTube's a pretty consuming process as it is, both in time and also just in terms of actual social life experience, things like that. Honestly, people really forget the amount of time that actually goes into, one, getting this footage, getting it all uploaded. And the other thing that really does take the time is you need to think about what you're going to say. You want to keep trying to be original. You keep trying to be fresh. And that means that it's going to take a little bit of time in actual forethought. And I think people really forget that. I think they think that we go out, we get a game. You know, we play for 10 minutes. We get the perfect gameplay. And we jump on, turn our mic on. And in 5 minutes, the commentary's done. And I can tell you guys now that, in my case anyway, a hell of a lot more goes on than that. Of course, you've got the physical time of what it actually takes to make the video, render the video, upload the video and all that. But I think a lot of people forget the actual consuming process of actually coming up with topics, original ideas, plans. And people like Wings of Redemption, they're very planned sort of people. He really plans what he's going to do with his channel, what he's going to do next. And that takes time. I really feel, especially in Wings' case, I'm guessing that he is, I don't know, sort of neglected large parts of his life and social life just for YouTube, just to keep all of the subscribers happy and give the subscribers something to watch. And of course, the money aspect as well. But the thing is, everyone has the right to have a job, and if he's lucky enough that he can make enough money off YouTube to survive, well then, good luck to him, honestly. And anyone who sort of wants to complain about that, a lot of these guys are just a little bit jealous because they would love to be in that position themselves. And if they were in that position of Wings of Redemption and could make the sort of money needed to survive, they would take it in an instant. And they would instantly be jumping on his bandwagon about views and sub boxes and all of that sort of thing. So, I don't know, I think that's something we've really got to keep in mind. Because seriously, most people, if given that opportunity, they wouldn't let it pass through their hands. And I think we forget he has been at this a long time. He's made a lot of videos. And that's going to take a lot of time to come up with topics and fresh ideas. Remember that. And it's also all that dedication and time that he has put in the past. He was one of the pioneers of this industry. And a lot of the other main players have either left completely or they barely post anymore. So I don't know, I think that's just something we've got to keep in mind. And if someone wants to have a complaint on their Twitter in a country where freedom of speech is encouraged, well well then good luck to them. That's really all I've got to say about the issue. I know I do have the pretty unpopular opinion. I do love playing devil's advocate, but that is me. I do definitely try and see both sides of a situation as much as possible. I suppose working in community services definitely teaches you to do that. You have to remain as impartial as what you possibly can. I'd love to know in the comments, for any of you guys who have still made it this far, just how you guys feel about it and what your opinion is on the issue. That would be awesome. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Peace out, sexy beasts, and definitely MOAB that like button.
We transform second